Hey gang, Kelly Perline here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I stand before you a very humble and flawed human being. So this video came at a request from participants in a recent course that Kevin and I were both co-instructing, and the title of this course is Alternative Modalities in Counseling, and it's through Vermont State University at NVU. And part of that course, we teach a sequence called Tai Chi Chih. I am not a certified Tai Chi Chih instructor. I want to make sure that folks hear that right up front, and we do talk about that in class. However, it is a modality that was first taught to me in 1994 by Meera Joy Norri in Burlington, Vermont. And it is a practice that I never dreamed would be so integral to almost everything that I do. It changed my life, and I have incorporated components of those teachings ever since. So I believe in my heart that the originator of the practice, Justin Stone, who originated this practice in 1974, I believe, early 70s. Justin Stone was a practitioner and student of Tai Chi Chuan for many, many years and experienced significant benefit from it himself. And when he came back to the States, he wanted to simplify the form in order to have it be more accessible and more readily usable to anybody. And by that I mean any body. So it is an adapted form that is considered joy through movement and mindful movement, modified from its original Tai Chi traditional parents, so to speak, that date back all the way back to the 1600s. And the traditional forms were a martial art and a combative art, but yet also a healing art. And Tai Chi Chih, joy through movement, is more mindful movement, and it is known as the effort of no effort. Play with that a bit. So as I shared, I was taught this in 1994 by Meera Joy Norri, and at the time, my life was very complicated, to say the least, and dynamic and interesting and in significant transition. And one of those transitions was that I was pregnant. And I was pregnant in that point in time in my life for my beautiful daughter, Nisa. But at that point in time in my life, things were pretty stressful and pretty challenging. And the opportunity presented itself to participate in this class with Meera Joy. And I just had this resounding yes. I just knew, like in my soul's core, that it was something I needed to do. And so I said yes to the invitation, and found myself in the midst of being this young person who's pregnant and confused and is oftentimes scared, just wrapped in the amazing energy of women. It was all women who were taking this class, and I would venture to guess, I know I was the youngest participant in the group, and many of the participants were at least 50, 60, 70 or older. And many of the women were very able-bodied and very physically healthy, and then some were not, and were actually participating in a chair at the beginning of the 12-week sessions that we did together. And then by the end of the 12 weeks, almost everyone was actually able to stand and hold the forms as best as their body was able to do. But everyone, I would venture to guess, expressed a lot of improvement. And for me, most of the improvement was the ability to have an empathic break. That's an expression I like to use a lot, is just to have an empathic break, that life can be hard. Life can be, have struggles. And in order to just put one foot in the front of the other, it's helpful to find practices, strategies, techniques that enable us to struggle well And by struggling well, I mean that we're able to accept what's happening with us, sit in clarity with the situation, and to be able to make wise, balanced choices, one foot in front of the other, without needing to take our pain out on anyone else, whether that be another person, whether that be the environment, whether that also just be ourselves through our own self-harming practices. So to struggle well. And Tai Chi Chih really was my first practice that was like a formal practice taught to me, where I realized like, this is very helpful. This helps me to balance my energy. This helps me to circulate my energy. This helps me to energize my energy when I'm depleted. So it energizes, it circulates, and it balances. And it helped me to integrate and move stressful situations just out of my body. And by this I mean, for example, let's say, for example, you get hit. You receive a hit, and sometimes it's physical hits, sometimes it's emotional hits, right? We all get that, but we tend to contract, we tend to fold in, it tends to like land in us. And energy modalities, movement modalities, somatic modalities, there's lots of terms for it now. There's the language base has increased exponentially. But any of these modalities are intended to take that which is stuck inside of us and to help us shift it, help us move it, help us take what is stuck and stagnant and wake it up, shake it up, and release it, surrender it, give it back, let it go. So I've been asked to share this practice with you. Again, it's something I have practiced very regularly since 1994. Am I perfect at it? No. So don't worry about that. If you study this already, and perhaps you are a certified teacher, I am not a certified teacher. I am someone who has been taught this, who has practiced it, and has created this practice into a way that works for me and my body. And when the opportunity presents itself, and when I'm asked, people say, will you share with us what it is you do? I say, sure, and I show up. So today is just about showing up, and I hope that you allow yourself to show up in all of your beautiful imperfection and embrace it. And you can hear a little quiver in my voice. This is pretty vulnerable for me. I don't know how to videotape at all very well. I don't know how to edit, so this is gonna have to just run straight through, and I hope I don't screw it up too much. This is probably like my 5th take. So just forgive me for it being perfectly imperfect. And I just want to share. So Justin Stone originated Tai Chi Chih. You can go online, and I think online there's a web page that's the Tai Chi Chih organization out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. There's some teacher pages you can look for. It's incredibly hard in our area to find a certified teacher. Maybe now that I'm semi-retired, I'll be able to find someone to do a deeper dive with now. But it's based, Tai Chi Chih went from Tai Chi Chuan martial arts, so that had about 108 movements, and it's been simplified and modified to about 19 movements and one pose at the end. I'm not going to do all of that today. What I am going to show is what I shared in class, and what I shared in class, I have yet to be able to find anywhere online. So it was a tradition and a practice that was shared with me in person, and it has become so embedded in my life and in my everyday that I have taken pieces and pockets of it and sprinkled it in situations of where it was needed, and it's been beneficial. So hopefully you find benefit in this, and at the very least the intention is the effort of no effort. It's to just be. So I like to help my participants practice. We're going to pause, we're going to settle, we're we're gonna notice, and then we're gonna choose. And that by choosing, I mean like, what's your next step? So this practice helps me to pause, settle, notice, choose more wisely from a wise mind and a kind heart, and a kind mind and a wise heart. So the first movement is called calming breath, and it was taught to me like this, and I'll do it from different angles. So my knees are slightly bent, my shoulders are relaxed, you can wiggle. I'm gonna be incredibly corny and weird and goofy, you do that. So we don't have to look all perfect and like, ooh, I know what I'm doing. Like I tend to be pretty silly with my practice. I like to have fun. So I first just feel my body, and you can do that in any way that works for you. So I bounce around a little bit. I know you can't really see my feet on that video, so I'll step back a bit and speak more loudly. So just settle into your body. My knees are slightly bent. Imagine your hips have a platter that's connected to it. And that platter has like a little bowl that's filled with oranges. So if your hips tilt forward too much, the oranges are gonna spill all out on the floor. And if they're scooped forward too much, they're gonna pop backwards. So you want to find balance with that platter, right? So find where your midline, your hips are slightly tucked in so that you have a nice stable base. This is your foundation. My knees are slightly bent, my arms are nice and loose, and I'm just going to inhale and raise my arms ever so softly and gently. Remember, it's effort. It's the effort of no effort. So we're gonna just inhale with our palms facing down, and we're gonna stop at shoulder height on the inhale. So we're gonna inhale, exhale, go straight down. Then we're gonna like scoop water. So you're gonna, starting at your elbow, you kind of scoop around like you're scooping water. You bend your knees a little bit. My hands go down near my knees, and I inhale and I go along my body, but I do not touch my body. So I inhale all the way to my shoulders. My hands are facing up, but I'm gonna turn them, and they're gonna go straight up. Exhale. I'm gonna turn my hands like I'm holding a big ball of energy over my head, and I'm gonna inhale, making a big T with my body. And then out in front, I'm gonna turn my palms, and they're gonna stop at shoulder width. Exhale. I'm gonna turn my palms back down to the ground, and I'm gonna pull them in like rakes. Inhale. Notice I make a half T, and then I exhale at my center. So let me show you that again. It's inhale, exhale, straight down. We're gonna scoop water. Exhale, straight up. Big ball of energy. Inhale. Exhale out in front. Turn my hands, pull in and down. Now I want to share, I do a lot of visualization in my practice, and so I really visualize feeling the chi, the vital force energy. We all have biokinetic energy in our body. If you take your fingernails and just rub, 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 just do that with me for a minute so you can feel this. Just rub your fingernails together. Just breathe, 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 breathe. Now just slowly stop and expand your hands. And just notice. What you might feel is the slight tingling, a slight warm sensation, a bit of sponginess. Because what we just did is we energized, we circulated, we moved our energy in our bodies, our biokinetic energy. When you were a little kid and you used to go across the floor, dragging your feet, or and then you'd go and touch a friend and go, you know, and you'd give each other a little electric charge, right? So it's our energy and connection with others. And so I'm sure there's a better scientific explanation out there, and I'm sure one of you will be able to post it and put it up, but you get my drift. So I do like to pay attention to feeling how the energy moves through me, and I use visualization to kind of play with it and to have fun at the same time. So if you'd like, and if you're willing, you can play along with this and see how it impacts your practice or not. So I'm just going to share with you my imaginings that I like to think about as I'm practicing. So I like to first just settle and feel my energy, see where I'm at. And on the inhale, I like to imagine that my own energy is connecting with the center of the earth, Mother Earth if you choose. And I like to imagine that I'm drawing the energy up from the earth. And then in give and take, so I've just received, but I want to give back. So I'm going to go down and give back. And I'm going to scoop up that energy and let it like fill me and go all along my body. But again, I've just received, so I need to balance and give back. So I turn and I want to give it back and throw it out to the universe to share. And again, it's yin and yang. So I'm going to receive. I'm going to back up so you can see my hands. I'm going to pull it back down around me. But then give it back to all other beings who might be able to receive it. Pull it back in, and then bring it back down. So if you choose while you practice, it can be really fun to create your own visualization and to remember, like to add the principles to your practice of to give, and to receive. And it's just that constant balance of giving and receiving. So often for those who've been participating in my classes, they're often teachers, nurses, psychologists, and individuals in the service industry and mental health and medical fields often are just giving, and forget to receive, replenish, rejuvenate, renew. So this is a practice where you get to pause and you just get to balance your own energy, check in with yourself and see where you are at, which in and of itself is brave and courageous, because oftentimes where we're at is a little bit shaky. So to be okay with that, to notice it, to integrate it, to help it move through our body, and then be able to let it go. So there was a lot said in that. So if anyone wants to talk more about that, definitely shoot me an email at kellyperline802@gmail.com, because I love talking about this stuff and like to drop in those little nuggets. So anyway, here's calming breath. Let's do that together again. So you settle in. We can even settle in with some willow branches, twisting our torso from side to side. Let your willow branches just slow down gradually. And we're going to inhale. Exhale, straight down. Scoop on the inhale, like you're scooping water, pulling it along your body. Inhale. Turn your hands at the shoulders, push straight up to the universe. Exhale. Turn your palms, feel that ball of energy, pull it down over you in a great big T as you inhale. Exhale out in front. Pull it in like rakes, making a half T. And exhale down to center. You're going to inhale. Exhale. Gonna scoop. Go straight up. Pull it in. Exhale. Pull in and exhale. So that's just the first move before the 19 official Tai Chi Chih movements. This is one of the preliminaries that was taught to me called calming breath. Calming breath. So I used calming breath when I was in labor and sitting in my bed waiting for the doctors to come, and the delivery was very fast. It was very traumatic in the moment, and I needed to relax and calm, and there was no one available to work with me because it was very busy at like 6 o'clock in the morning. It was crazy. And so I sat in my hospital bed, and because I was in duress and distress, the pace looked different, the motions looked different, and I was sitting in a bed. So it looked more like, right? So you play. What does your body want to do today? What are you needing? And there are times where I'm sitting at a very stressful meeting, and because I practice this every day and it is just a part of my way of being, my body no longer actually needs to move for my body to receive the benefit, and I visualize it. So I might be in a meeting, and really what I'm just doing is a balanced breath. So it's and I can visualize each step of the sequence. And so I'm accentuating my breath just so you can hear it on the video, but you don't have to do that quite so much. You just breathe the way your body naturally wants to do it. So that's calming breath is the first motion. The second one is called Touch the Earth and Sky. And it is gorgeous, and it just fills my heart with joy. And you're gonna find certain movements do that for you too, and more than one. But this one, like it was only the second motion that I had learned, and I was just like that. This is it. So touch the earth and sky is one of my touchstones and my touch points. And if I just have time to do one thing, it's usually calming breath, but the second would be touch the earth and sky. And so the hands, I'm going to show you sideways. The bottom hand, think like you're going to fall down. If you were going to fall down, you want to catch yourself. So whenever your hand is in back and near your bum, it's pointing in the direction of your body. But facing in with your wrist out and your fingertips pointed in, like as if you were going to catch yourself this way. The top hand is the opposite. So it is facing up. I'm going to move back. I told you I'm going to be perfectly imperfect right now. Your top hand is facing the opposite direction, as if you're going to like touch the ceiling, touch the earth. And you begin to play with actually feeling energy. You can like feel the air, feel the lightness of the air above you and below you. And you almost feel a spongy sensation as you practice more. You begin to just actually just feel the essence of the air. It's quite beautiful. So touch the earth and sky looks like this from the side. So that's what it looks like from the side. What it looks like from the front is we've just finished calming breath. We're going to inhale, go up, and I'm going to stretch my left hand down and my right palm up. So I'm going to inhale. And on the exhale, I've reached the top. And on the exhale, I'm just going to turn my hands so they're like neutral now. They're not flat pointing in one direction or the other. They're neutral. And they just cross the body and each other as so. On the exhale, we inhale, exhale, inhale, touch, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Just play with that motion. Play with your breath. Let's put the two together, okay? So just settle back in. You were just thinking about that move, but now we're just gonna kind of shake it all out. Just be here, don't worry about being perfect. Just feel your body. Notice the space around you. Just kind of anchor in. Feel your foundation. Notice your center. Be with your breath. We're just going to inhale for calming breath first. Inhale up. Exhale down. Scoop, inhale. Straight up, exhale. Pull down, inhale. Out in front, exhale. Pull in, inhale. And exhale. Right from here, going to our left hand down first. Inhale, touch the earth and sky. Exhale, palms cross. Touch the earth and sky. Inhale. Exhale. Touch the earth and sky. Inhale. Inhale. Let's do one more each side. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Right from here. This one looks kind of funny. My hand, I'm gonna come up close so you can see my hands. My knees are bent. I'm holding like a squat. I'm going a little bit deeper. I'm sitting deeper in my squat, just so you can see that. My hands are cupped and my fingertips are like pointing in at my heart, but I'm not touching. My hands aren't touching each other, and my fingertips are not touching my heart. So they're there, they're present, but they're not making contact. You might actually feel some energy stirring right in your heart space. If you do, it's normal, don't worry about it. This is where I like to, when I teach kids at school, I like to say, remember the chicken dance? So you're gonna look a little funny on this one, but it's called expand the lungs, and you literally just expand your lungs, come back to center. Expand your lungs, come back to center. So we just finished touch the earth and sky to the right. So we're inhale, exhale. We're gonna look to our left, and we're gonna inhale as you expand your lungs on the inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Expand the lungs to the right on the inhale. Exhale, come forward. Expand the lungs to the left. Inhale. Come forward. Inhale. Come forward. Let's put that together from the beginning. Go a little bit faster just because we have a lot. So we're gonna inhale. Calming breath, straight down. Scoop, inhale. Straight up, exhale. Hold the ball, inhale, big T. Out in front. Pull your hands like rakes and make a half T, inhale. Exhale. Touch the earth and sky to the left on the inhale. Reach the top and cross on the exhale. Touch the earth and sky to the right. I'm going to show you to the side. Inhale. Let's do one more to the left. Nice and soft. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to sink on the exhale, continuing to exhale fully. To the left, expand the lungs. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to the right. Exhale. I'm going to show you from behind so you see I'm not overextending. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So it's a stretch, but you're not trying to overdo it. It's just a gentle stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, right from here. This one has got a lot of flow to it. It can be taught in different ways depending upon which form and who your teacher is. So if you have a specific form you're already practicing and you hold your hand in a certain way for that form and that feels right and true to you, I say do you. So this is how it was taught to me by Meera Joy. However, it has been taught to me opposite in Qigong practice. So you pick how you want your top hand to be, but basically it's drawing the bow. And so we've just finished expanding our lung. And so it's like an inhale is like you go. So it's almost like the scoop in calming breath. So you let your hands circle around on the inhale. You draw your energy up. But now you're going to, like you're drawing a bow. You take your hand and you take your lead hand and it stretches out and you imagine like you're drawing a bow and you pull. So you feel light tension, but you're not overdoing it. It's just you draw the bow so you feel the tension, but it's kind of just practicing, learning to feel relaxation within tension, that fine sweet spot. And as you practice more, you'll get what that means. It's just trust me, you have to practice. So we just finished. We're going to inhale. I'm going to draw the bow. I'm going to exhale. Inhale. Draw the bow. It's a long exhale. Inhale. Draw the bow. Inhale. Draw the bow. Now you may play with the other hand motion. So I was drawing with my fingertip, the knuckles turned in. You can also turn them out. So you can inhale. That's how it was taught to me in Qigong stance. So you can inhale, draw the bow. Play with it. Which one feels more natural to you? Which one feels right and true to you? I'm a big believer that very little is, if as long as it's causing no harm, very little is wrong. I'm a big believer in both and I'm a big believer in like, what does your body intuitively need and want in this moment? And can it be in balance and relationship with other? I know that sounds a little wordy and lofty, but I think you know what I mean. So again, you do you. Move the way your body wants to move. Are there teachers who teach that it must be specific and set? Most likely, yes. And that's just never been my way as someone who learns very differently than others. My brain is very neurodivergent, and I have always needed to adapt in order to keep pace and stay with and to continue moving forward. So if you're someone who also needs to adapt, trust your intuition, trust it and go with it. So let's put all that together. So we've done calming breath. After calming breath, we touch the earth and sky. After touching the earth and sky, we expand the lungs. And after expanding the lungs, we draw the bow. And actually, right after that, we would lead into calming breath to wrap up the preliminaries. So let's start with 2 calming breaths. So we're going to go through the calming breath sequence twice. Then we are going to do 3 on each side for the other movements. And then we will culminate with 1 calming breath that actually brings it back to, we've done it 3 times, so it's multiples of 3. Oftentimes in Tai Chi practices, you see sequences of 3, 6, 9 and going on, but it's usually multiples of 3. So for the sake of time, let's stick with 3. Okay. So that was a lot of talking, so I need to settle my own body again. I apologize. So I'm just doing some willow branches just to feel my body in space. Just kind of notice what's going on in my body as I pause, settle, notice and choose. Pause, settle, notice and choose. We always have a choice. This is always an invitation. So I invite you to begin the practice with me with calming breath on the inhale. Exhale straight down. Scoop and inhale. Straight up exhale, push it up to the universe. Pull that beautiful energy back down all over you. Send it out and share it. Pull some back in for yourself. Good self-care. Inhale. And back down to center. Let's inhale. Let's exhale. Let's scoop. Straight up. Open. Out in front. Pull it in. And exhale. Touch the earth and sky on the inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. I often lose count, but I think we have 1 more on each side. Inhale. One more on this side. Inhale. We're going to sink a little bit more. Get ready for expand the lungs. We've just exhaled. We're going to inhale and turn on the inhale. Exhale, come to center. Inhale, opposite side. Exhale, come to center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to scoop on the inhale and then draw the bow. Other side. Just come to center, get yourself situated. It's okay to wiggle, it's okay to move. Feel yourself centered. We're going to wrap up with a calming breath. Inhale. Exhale. Scoop. Straight up. Exhale. Open. Out in front. Exhale. Gonna pull it in. And down. When I finish the practice, I just drop one of my hands down, circle it around. I kind of dip down, I circle my hand around, and I come back for a bow. I like to bow as in the light in me sees the light in you, as in reverence, as in extreme gratitude for this day, for this moment, for this breath. If COVID has taught the world anything, is to remember that the basis of all life is the breath. So the breath is very sacred. So let us give thanks for the breath every single day. So we bow in honor of those who are practicing with me. I bow in honor of the space and the energy around me. If you so choose, and it is your way of being, you can bow in reverence and thanks to your guides, whether that be your God, whether that be guardians, whatever your form of spiritual practice is. By all means, please bring that in. Another Kellyism is, I believe that God is expansive as the ocean, and the ocean refuses no river. So, I think that God has 1,000 faces and forms, and no matter how we're approaching it culturally, it's all good. It's all good. Do no harm. Do no harm. Be love. Go out and continue to spread goodness in this world. So for me, Tai Chi and Tai Chi Chih and these preliminary movements, these basic first movements, we haven't even done the actual form that you can find online super easily at the taichichih.org, I believe, out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. You can find that form online. You can find that on YouTube. There's different certified teachers who will teach that. I'm just sharing with you the preliminary practice as taught to me by Meera Joy Norri in 1994. I just continuously want to give her a shout out that she is also someone I bow to as I bow to my teachers for the extreme gratitude of her wisdom and her ability to teach that. And little did she know that moment in time that we shared together has rippled out to countless beings. And so I ask you to pay it forward, that if this is something you're going to continue to practice, and I encourage you to do so, and you don't have to do the whole thing. There might just be one move that helps you to energize, circulate, and balance your energy. Because when we are balanced and we are able to move through the world with more ease, and a deeper sense of calm and a settling. So when our body settles, our nervous system settles, and everything is settled, we are just able to make wiser, more informed, more compassionate, more open choices. And the world needs this so bad right now. Today is actually election day here in the United States, and it's scary, the amount of potential violence and the amount of fear that gets generated throughout the world right now, and throughout different pockets. And so I just want to say, it doesn't matter what side folks are on. This practice is about being in balance. This practice is about giving and receiving, listening, sharing your truth in a gentle way, sharing your truth in a way that is the effort without effort, which is the way of kindness, which is the way of compassion. So continue to just be you and pay it forward. And as things settle in you and land in you and feel really good in you, share it with someone. Just say, hey, like, this is something that works for me. Would you be willing to give it a try? Because I never dreamed I would share this with other people. This was my practice. This was something for me. And then people just notice certain parts about my personality or my temperament. I don't know what it is. Sometimes people make false assumptions, like, oh, you're so happy and your life must be so blessed and you haven't experienced any hardship, blah, blah, blah. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Is, yes, I'm happy and I do feel joy. And I have faced challenges as many as you have, and as many of you have also, is what I mean. I don't know if I've had as many as you or not, but just hear that in the face of adversity, when we know how to pause, settle, and calm and choose wisely, we move through the world with more ease. And the world just seems a touch. Sometimes it's just a touch lighter. And there are days where I'll take that touch, because like the world feels really heavy. So anything that can buoy my spirit and move me along, it's a blessing. So I hope you find some of this a blessing. I hope you enjoy it. And for those of you who requested this from class, definitely keep in touch with me and let me know how it goes. And if you'd like me to add more of the practice, I'll do my best to do that. All right, for now, I hope you enjoyed that. That was the preliminary movements as taught to me by Meera Joy Norri of the Tai Chi Chih. And it was calming breath, and from calming breath, we touch the earth and sky, we expand our lungs, and then we draw the bow, and then we do calming breath. So from my heart to yours, have a great day. It's always a pleasure. And I love you. Keep going. I love you. Keep going.